met these motherfucking spiders on this motherfucking ship. Oh my God. Hello everyone, welcome to Impulse, where today we're going to talk about the latest episode of Star Trek Discovery, Face the Strange. On the way to the next clue, the USS Discovery is sabotaged by a mysterious weapon, leaving Captain Burnham, Rayner, and Stamets as the only crew members who can possibly save the ship in time. The episode was written by Sean Cochran and directed by Lee Rose. So I'm going to be giving my initial thoughts, but if you do want to listen to a full review with a full panelist of Trekkies, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel where we go live every Monday at 8 o'clock.
Spoilers.
Red alert.
All right, that's out the way. Today I want to talk about my top 3 takeaways. And what a phenomenal episode. An episode where we see Maul and Locke plant a device on Adira, which we come to know as a time spider.
Shit. It's a time bug.
A remnant of the Time Wars. Kreen and other race of beings we saw on Star Trek Voyager way back in the day. Shout out to Voyager. I don't know if we've got many Voyager nods in Discovery, but that made me smile a little bit. And we know that the Kreenan are a very powerful race that can manipulate time. This tool, a remnant of the Time Wars, is actually used to kind of throw the Discovery in disarray. I think I got from the episode that it may get to the point where Discovery never existed if they were able to destroy it via this time spider. So yeah, very interesting stuff there, and I think an excellent use of, you know, this Time Wars period that we don't know much about, and actually kind of reaching into the past to Voyager just a little bit. The good thing about this time spider is it allows us to actually journey through Discovery's past. First, I thought it was going to feel more like just a highly stylized journey into the past, almost like a clip show. But what they managed to do is actually travel through time and get great vignettes, great peeks into these moments from just a different angle. Now, this is something I've been pleading for forever in Doctor Who, which we got into a limited extent with Clara falling through time, but I think it's just way more fleshed out here. We're actually reliving some of the moments, and we're seeing these same actors come back and reprise their roles. And I have to say, these actors look great from, you know, starting in 2017, probably shooting in 2016 to now. They actually look the same. And yeah, I just love that they were able to go back through time and bring these actors, you know, we talk about the rest of the crew. Maybe this is my number 3 item in my top 3 for the episode, is just seeing the crew. A big thing about this episode was you must remain connected. Connection was a big part, and this was the lesson for Rayner in this episode. These connections to the crew are actually valuable, and what better way to demonstrate that than to reaching into this crew's past and actually having some of that knowledge makes sense to come to a particular outcome. And we very much see Rayner and also Burnham do that. I think if I was going to pick a number 2, and I'm kind of wavering with this a little bit, but let me know what you think. We go to the future and see what would happen if the progenitor technology got into the wrong hands. They even call out the Breen as being the people who get this technology and actually do destruction in the future. And we go way in the future. None of the crew of the Discovery is around, and we see the USS Discovery and Zora almost in the state where we kind of see it in Calypso. So I wonder if this was a nod to the Calypso verse. And I'm going to call it the Calypso verse. That's the universe where we see Aldous come in, and Discovery has been in a nebula for 1,000 years, and he comes in and actually recovers and goes to find his family and becomes friends with Zora. So I think that may have been a nod to the Calypso verse. I hope we see more, but if it comes to Starfleet being destroyed, the Federation being destroyed, yeah, we probably can't do that. So let's go back down the list. Connection, Rayner, Burnham, make a connection. These vignettes of the past, going to see things from a slightly different angle. And also Stamets. Stamets was great. So he's the one connected to the tardigrade DNA. He's able to, not like Burnham and Rayner who are traveling through time, he is able to actually just be himself in the moment, and because of the tardigrade DNA, he's able to remember things that's going on. So he's instrumental in this episode, and it was also interesting seeing him go back and be in some of these moments that, as he mentioned in the episode, were very painful. Some were good, but a lot of them were very painful. And you know, I think it's just an illustration of how we see the growth of the main characters in the show. I mean, Burnham, and my number one, not to belabor the point, my number one moment is seeing Burnham face Burnham and see how far that character has come, and her not even believing it possible for her to eventually become captain, as a lot of the crew thought the same thing. Now, there are also some great things in the episode as well. We I was complaining we haven't seen Bryce yet, but we see Lieutenant Bryce there, the communications officer, and he actually confronts future Burnham with the phaser pistol. So yeah, he came back in a big way. So I'm glad he's back. Also, Owasakan had a great time in this. Reese, all our main crew, Detmer, all our main crew got some great moments in this episode. And again, it's about those connections that Burnham already has with them, and maybe the connections that Rayner is trying to form or that has formed in a short time. An episode kicks off with Rayner being very gruff to Reese. And, you know, Burnham just says, "That's not my command style." And this episode is an illustration of going through these different moments or vignettes to come closer together, because it really is an adventure of Burnham and Rayner, with Stamets doing the sciencey stuff helping out as well. Yeah, just such a great episode of going down memory lane, of experiencing these moments, these vignettes. Just a lot of work they had to do to get the old costumes out, make up some of these characters like they were before. We got the old Burnham hair. We got the classic Burnham hair, which is the one I love. So I just feel like it was a phenomenal time. And they made this episode not even knowing that this would be their last season. So good call there to actually foreshadow what I feel like is a special episode. So those are like 3-4-ish items that I picked from the episode that I really, really like. I want to know, what did you guys think? Is there anything else that I didn't mention? There are some great moments left that I didn't even bring up. There's a moment with Book that was phenomenal as well. What did you think, guys? Let me know in the comments below, and stay tuned for our live review of this, which is going to happen this Monday. Every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join us if you will. Until next time, guys. Who let these motherfucking spiders on this motherfucking ship?